In this lesson, we'll continue our review of Writing Test 7, Section 2, and we're still on the second passage. The most common forms of professional development provided to employees includes coaching, mentoring, technical assistance, and workshops. So this is subject-verb agreement, includes coaching and mentoring. Let's identify the subject. You always want to look to see if there's prepositions, and if there are, the subject will be before it. And so we have the most common forms. Here's a preposition of professional development provided to employees. You can really just cross this out and read it. The subject is before the preposition. What includes coaching, mentoring, or technical assistant? It's the forms. That's plural. And so this with an S, includes, is a singular subject. We have to get rid of it to make it plural. It's a common question with prepositions. Forms include, and so the answer is B. Some employers utilize several approaches simultaneously, developing a framework that suits the particular needs of their employers. Around the same time, the figure illustrates a simple yet comprehensive professional development model created for special education personnel. This is a transition sentence, and so it introduces a framework, and then we have a figure. Around the same time doesn't really make any sense. Besides that, nevertheless, it doesn't seem like we need any transition here because we have an introduction to the framework and then we just can list the figure, right? So there's no transition. So the answer here is delete it. And remember, in the writing and the reading as well, you're going to have a couple of questions on graphs, and you just have to make sure you can interpret or accurately state. And that's what this question is, number 21. As the figure suggests, receiving coaching and consultation is the overarching framework, while the opportunity to belong to professional networks and participate in activities such as foundation and skill building workshops is relatively unimportant. All right, so let's take a look at the graph. Which one is the overarching framework, right? The one that includes all of them is the professional network. So right away we're looking for that, and this is not correct. This is saying coaching and consultation is the overarching. So let's look at the choices here. We want to find one where it says membership to a professional network is the overarching participate. This doesn't work. Okay, so here membership and professional network is the overarching framework. That's the only one that even has that, within which staff receive coaching and consultation within that, as well as the opportunity to attend foundation and skill building. So this one definitely is the right choice. And again, relatively unimportant. There's no evidence for that anyway. And it's wrong because of the overarching framework as well. All right, let's take a look at, we've got a couple more for this passage. A recent trend in professional development that has provided advantages to both employers and employees is online instruction. From an employer perspective, the first and perhaps most obvious advantage is the lower cost of online professional development compared with that of in-person workshops and trainings. Employers can also identify, which employees have successfully completed instructional modules and which ones need to be offered additional training. This is just punctuation. Do we need a comma here? Employers can also identify which employees. There's no punctuation there at all, right? So the answer is C. And there's no more sentence here, but we'll just read this because it's sort of interesting, right? Maybe. For employees, online professional development provides the opportunity to receive instruction at their own pace, interact with other professionals online. This exciting trend has the potential to make the shared responsibility of professional development less burdensome for both employers and employees. So I just read that. You know, obviously on the test, I mean, I guess you're really not too concerned about, learning more about this topic, especially when time is an issue. And so I'm not so naive to think that you would read that, but I just did it anyway.